Hi there, I'm Allie Kerwin. I am the instructional designer for the Iowa State Dietetic Internship Program, and today I have the joy of talking with the illustrious Alison St. Germain. How are you? Good. So if you'd like to give us a little overview of who you are and what your interests lie, and then I've got some questions.
Sounds great. It's great to see you, by the way. Haven't seen you in person for quite some time now, so this is kind of nice to connect. My name is Alison St. Germain, and I'm a registered dietitian, and I'm also an associate clinical professor at Iowa State University in the Dietetic Internship Program.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, sure.
So what is it that made you want to become a dietitian? How did you get started in this field?
Well, it was not a linear route. It kind of took some curves and a few turns along the way, but starting way back in elementary school, I had wanted to be a nurse, and that kind of carried through high school. And then my senior year, all of a sudden I decided, oh, okay, I'm going to go to school and go in business. And so I went to a junior college and got an associate's degree in business with the plan to become a paralegal and then go to law school. Well, I worked at a law firm for a year and decided that was not really what I liked, and decided to go back and rethink the whole medical thing, and realized that I didn't really want to do direct care. And so I literally was leafing through the Iowa State catalog as I was moving to Ames, Iowa, because it was so long ago, we did not have the catalog online. It was an actual physical and I came across dietetics, and I was like, well, I really like nutrition, and I like, physical activity. And I thought, well, this will be a good fit for me. And so it seems kind of random how I came about it, but actually it was the best career choice for me, and realized that there's so many different things that registered dietitian can do. And so, and this is like 24 years later, and haven't looked back or second guessed myself.
Awesome. What an interesting path to then still find this thing that brings you joy.
Yes.
That you really want to do. Now, dietetics is a very broad field. So what is it that is your special interest? What are you most interested in?
Well, it kind of depends along the way when I was trying to discover this, because I started out right after I graduated working in WIC. And I absolutely loved it, women, infants, and children. And I was a nutrition counselor, loved it. And so I was passionate about that. And then a year into that, I decided to go back to school, Iowa State, for grad school. And that took about 3 years. And then from there, I started doing part-time work in lots of different areas. I worked in hospitals, I worked in long-term care, and had a private practice. And so I was just trying to feel out what I really liked. So that's kind of the cool thing with dietetics. You can do so many different things. And then came across the book, Intuitive Eating. And it just made so much sense to me, because it wasn't a diet and it's not weight focused, because over the years I had noticed that this traditional style of disseminating nutrition education and weight loss and diets was not working. And so fell in love with intuitive eating. And then from there came the whole health at every size. And then from there, weight stigma, and just kind of all came together the past few years with connecting all of that to eating disorders and body dissatisfaction, all that sort of thing.
So this is a really weird time we're in right now with, the lockdowns and everybody's at home. I've been seeing a lot of people sharing things on social media with overeating or, lack of exercise. They aren't going to the gym anymore. They're eating whatever they want. And what are some resources for people to kind of, work through or be at peace with the time?
Yeah, well, that's kind of a loaded question. There's a lot to talk about with that, because our culture is so diet focused and weight focused, and putting people into the social isolation, not being able to go to their gym and not maybe being able to eat like they normally would, is setting people kind of into hysteria. and very worried about their food intake and very worried about their physical activity, and they may not even have an eating disorder. So if you go then thinking about somebody who has an eating disorder or has had one in the past, it's a very, very difficult time, because part of an eating disorder is to use the eating disorder as a survival mechanism to control something for some people. And without being able to control what's going on in the outside world, the eating disorder may resurface, or it might really be in full charge during this time. So depending on the issue, there's different resources. If you're somebody that is having trouble, and a self-help book might, be a good thing to do. You could, and they just came out with a new version. So this is the version before the new one. It's intuitive eating. And for those that aren't familiar with what that is, it is a non-diet, weight neutral approach to well-being, and it has 10 principles in it. Some of the principles are respect your body, honor your health with gentle nutrition, and there's things on there with emotional eating and exercise and that sort of thing. So I always point people towards that. If you are suffering with an eating disorder or think you may be, I would reach out to your primary, so they can get you connected. Right now, there's a lot of virtual things going on. So you can have a virtual meeting with your healthcare professional, and even with a counselor or a therapist, and then even a psychiatrist if medications are needed. And then, of course, the registered dietitian, because with an eating disorder treatment, you need a team of professionals to help with that.
And even in this time, those people are here, and they're ready to help.
That's right.
That's awesome. Do you have any people that you want to shout out, or any social media? Where can we find you?
Where can you find me?
Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on the Iowa State webpage in the dietetic internship. And you can also find me, I have a private practice. It's called St. Germain Consulting, Health Redefined, Nutrition for All Bodies. Kind of a big name, but it kind of tells you exactly what I do. And I'm on social media as well, with the dietetic internship, with food science, human nutrition, and then my personal social media as well.
Yeah, so check out Alison. She's got some great stuff that she shares, and she's very active in the community. We're lucky to have her with us.
Thank you.
Are there any awesome ladies or any cool scientists you want to shout out for us to check out?
Well, some people fangirl over rock stars and that sort of thing. I fangirl over authors usually, and I would say Evelyn Triboli is actually one of the authors here. When I met her, I actually started crying because it was just so incredible, because I believe so much in her work. And I actually did special training with her to be certified to be an intuitive eating counselor. So she is a huge mentor in my life, which she doesn't even really know my name. And so, but I know hers, but maybe someday when I'm famous, she'll be like, oh, I helped that gal along the way. So her for sure. And then my team at Iowa State University for sure. Erin Bergquist, Nicole Tramp, Janet Johnson, Maria Duell, Dada, and Allie, of course.
Oh.
And then Ann Packard and Leanne Lauber, and I've probably forgotten somebody. It takes a team to do what we do, and so I just really appreciate all of them.
Yay, thank you. We do have a rock star team here at Iowa State Dietetics. We are very lucky.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Alison, for taking some time and chatting with us. We hope you're doing well.
Yes, it was fun actually to do my hair and put a little makeup on today, because I have not been doing that when I've been working from home. So
yeah, I feel that. I hope you have a great day. You guys check out Alison St. Germain.
Thanks, Allie.